Do you hear my laptop behind me? It is super loud. It almost sounds like it's on fire, like it's like a nuclear power plant or something like that. But in all seriousness today, guys, what a crazy day. The futures, the SPY, was instantly down. I think it was like 7.3% or something like that, and 7.8 maybe even. We were checking it on the live stream, and then the market opened. The SPX was about 6.5% down, and then it just started moving lower and lower and lower, close to that 7% halt area, and then whack, the markets got halted again, second time this week. And it's just crazy. I mean, this is really unprecedented. And I knew, since there was a good chance the markets were going to get halted today, that I was going to not just I was going to reduce my position size allocation, because the smaller my position sizes are, the less stressed I am, because the less risk, obviously the less reward as well that I will be able to get. But I know I can maybe do more trades. I don't have to worry about one trade getting halted and then some really bad stuff happening. And that's what happens on days like today's. Wow, I can't speak today. But you'll have stocks ripping to the upside, but at the same time, breakouts are weaker because you have a bunch of traders that are distracted because they're all trading different stuff. Usually when the market is boring, it's up or down 0.2, 0.5%. There's going to be like one or two elite gappers that all traders are looking at. And then you get those really nice big, 80, 100% breakouts. But on days like today, you get fake out central, you get just halts in all directions, and you want to be extra cautious on days like today. So I knew I'm going to be wanting to trade pullbacks. And you know what? That's exactly what we did. We got two nice pullbacks, and then boom, instantly, in the first few minutes we sold. So the first one was for like a 5% profit, and the second one was for, I think, about a 7% profit. So we did really, really good today. Although I kind of missed a lot of moves as well. So I don't know, it was a weird day. I'm super happy. It was green. I traded okay. One thing I could have done was place some limit orders around these big former runners like INO, CODX, AIM, all those big stocks we've been watching that have been running up for the last few days. They pulled back so hard today, all these coronavirus plays. Just absolutely getting whacked. So, and a lot of them bounced again though, like 10, 20, 30% near big support zones, because when you have, let's say, a multi-month level where the price comes up, it doesn't break from that level, it goes back down, goes back up, tries to break that level, it doesn't work, goes back down. But then you have those big breakouts, and then it runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 100%. And then a few days later, it comes back. And guess what? Oftentimes it comes back to those areas, bounces off those areas, and that happened left and right today. And I missed all those moves, which is kind of annoying because we kind of called it out. But at the same time, I was being maybe a little bit stubborn because I was trying to avoid those stocks at the same time, because I knew they're not going to be breaking out higher. So I was maybe just subliminally kind of shutting them off in my mind. But I don't know. It was a tough day, and I just couldn't be happier walking away green, even though it's a smaller profit day. Something else that was really cool that happened today is on the scanner after the market opens, we noticed a bunch of really small sub-dollar stocks just absolutely ripping one after another, and a lot of them were not on our Gap and Go scanner. So in the charts in a little bit, I'm going to be showing you guys those as well. A lot of these were like 40, 50, 60 cents, and one even ran to $1.50. So really big moves there. I think we only traded one on the pullback. I don't really like trading sub-dollar. I'll talk about that in a little bit, why I don't like trading those. But it was an interesting day. It was really good fun to watch and just kind of be part of this kind of historical trading day. Let's go to the charts now. I'll show you how I was able to stay above the water and end today green, even though the markets are having just a ginormous dip right now. I think the SPX right now, right behind us, like right there, is at about, what is that, like it's 7.5% down right now. So who knows what's going to happen. At 13% down, it's going to get halted again, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And then at 20%, it would be, the whole trading would freeze and be suspended for the rest of the day. So that's like extremely unlikely, but who knows, could happen. That would be so cool to watch. All right, guys, we got one more trading day ahead of us. So let's go to the charts, wrap up this recap, and then I will see you then first thing Friday for the reviewing the watch list and then trading the market open stream. I appreciate each and every one of the likes. So if you haven't done so already and you enjoy this content, definitely don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're totally new here, definitely consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon too. I would love to see you again in an upcoming video. For now, let's go to the charts. Well, guys, that basically wraps up our trading day. And here you can see POAI, which not just was our lead gapper for the day, along with CEMI, both of which we'll talk about in a second. And we're both gapping up about the same, about 80 to 90%. POAI was also our last trade of the day as well. So I guess we'll go ahead first and start talking about this one. Like I said, gapping up about 80 to 90%. Market cap was about 14 million, so pretty small, and the shares outstanding about 4 million. I think their float was about like 2 million. This one had some interesting news about it, and if we just quickly check the long term, I'm actually kind of watching this little dip right here. This is really interesting. Go here. So long term, these guys, a lot of continued selling momentum to the downside. And, a lot of the spikes they had, a lot of the big gap and goes kind of failed. And here you can see we had a nice big gap up, but guess what? 180-day moving average right here, and then $5 or 475 big time support, resistance. Former support, new resistance. And I knew I should be a little bit more cautious on this one. 3.3, some big support in this area, so that always made me a little bit more comfortable entering around 3.3. We missed this whole move to the upside here. The market got halted. It was just pure chaos. I didn't trade basically for the first, so I think after 10 o'clock, I didn't really feel comfortable at any one moment. And I knew, I'm going to be looking for pullbacks today. I'm not going to be trading breakouts. Just breakouts are probably going to be a little shaky, so I'm going to try to avoid those. And overall, that was really a good idea. So this one had some news. AI algorithm kind of working on a vaccine for the coronavirus. It was a little bit all over the place, and I felt like it was a little bit hypey, the news. So right here highlights launch of new AI platform for vaccine drug development targeting coronavirus. I don't know. It could be great news. I don't know. I'm trying to interpret the news and see how it plays on the charts. And well, in the past, every time, POAI has good news, it doesn't really hold its highs very well. So I was kind of, going in with that mindset. But, the news was able to drive the price up 80, 90% pre-market. So that, you can't completely disregard that. But I think really here where the price was that 3.3 support level. So the market opened up and we just ripped right away 14-15%, but it was not able to break out, hold its highs, and it pulled back again, and even broke under this area towards 315. And at this point I was thinking, well, there's a good chance that it might break $3 and maybe find some support at 275, 280, 290. And I wanted to buy maybe reversal in that, but that never happened. Kind of consolidated here and then just ripped up 35+%. So that was kind of the big move. I never felt really comfortable trading it in this consolidation area. I just felt like maybe, I don't know. I just didn't feel comfortable with it. So I kind of disregarded POAI in this area. And then finally we get a nice pullback right to here. And we have a almost near perfect entry. I think it was maybe in the perfect entry at 3.34. And I kind of just sold right here on this bounce. Originally I wanted to sell kind of in this area, but we didn't get that bigger pullback. And originally I actually wanted to buy it here at 3.44. And the price went down to 3.44, but I didn't get executed. I didn't get filled. And then we had a nice little bounce here, which was probably a good thing that I didn't get entered. It was kind of annoying at the time because the price literally looks at our limit order and then reverses. But at the same time, I was able to, avoid this pullback. And who knows what would have happened. Maybe I would have done something really sporadic in this area, but I don't know. It's hard to say. One thing for sure, though, is that the price definitely slowed down at 3.64, and this was an indicator that there's going to be a bigger pullback, and that's actually when I moved my limit order from here to here, so maybe I would have been able to catch this. One thing for sure, though, POAI in this whole area, we could have probably traded it if we had unlimited trades, probably could have traded it 3 times. So first one right here for a 5% profit, here for maybe a 5-7% profit. This thing runs up almost 9%. And then again here in this area. Then this is when I was like, I would actually probably consider re-entering the trade in this area. That's why I didn't sell down here. It runs at 7-8% as well. So kind of cool. Little ending with POAI, which was our lead gapper on big news, catalyst, price range between $2 and $7 that I'm always looking for. So, everything about this company was basically spot on in terms of what I'm looking for. I'm kind of seeing some resistance coming in here now. So let's see what happens. Some selling volume close to big support. So if this thing cracks, I might go ahead and trade this again, especially around 311 where we had this perfect bottom. I don't know if that's going to happen, but Let's see, because it's definitely the momentum's piling on right now. Let's go ahead, talk about CEMI. Where's this one hiding? This was our second lead gapper. And, you know, this one, 80% gap up as well in the morning. And, you know, everything looking really good. Long-term chart. They also had a coronavirus partnership news. Let's see if we can see it down here. Source pre-bell, yeah, announces strategic partnership. I'm not totally sure what that was all about, but you know, it was enough to drive the price up. Again, though, with this one, I realized, you know, big gappers are very short-lived on this, so let's just, you know, be careful. And originally, I was thinking we have big support here at 3.87, so maybe this could be a great bounce. But I didn't trade it because I knew the market was about to get halted, and I didn't want to get into a small cap when the whole entire market, U.S. market, gets halted. That just, to me, that was absurd risk. Good thing we didn't, because when it got resumed, this thing was down 12%, 13%. It did, you know, instantly pull back up here. So this could have been a really nice 13, 15% bounce. But I think I would have had you know, entered at maybe 3.7 or 3.5. And then I would have been down all of a sudden 10%. And then who knows, I might have closed my position at the worst spot possible. So I think CEMI was really, really tough to trade. And it was good that we kind of ignored it. And I think a big teller that it was not going to trade well was that the fact alone that it just had low dollar volume. So you can see here, POAI is at 44 million. And then, you know, bigger stocks like INO and CODX are like quarter or $500,000, so much more. And then CEMI just kind of chilling at this $3.6 million volume area. So like not a lot of people are looking at it. And there's just, you know, on the time and sales right here, it was just so nothing was going on. So I don't know. I feel like it was a good idea not trading it, let's just say. Let's see the long-term chart. Yeah, I think we talked about everything here. Okay, well, let's go over to CHFS, because CHFS was one of those classic stocks that on our scanner this morning, there was just so many things running. So actually, let's just go to our scanner first, and let me go here to that. Okay, so here is our lead, our Gap and Go scanner, and this is usually what we run in the morning, but about midday, I had the other scanner, the aftermarket open scanner, and this thing's, you know, scanning for a bunch of stuff that's, you know, starting to make new highs. And we gotta wait for this one to load actually quickly, but this should go pretty quickly since we're not streaming anymore. This takes much longer when I'm streaming. It's ridiculous. So here we go, AYTU. Okay, this is kind of what I want to talk about. We have DSS. Making moves on here. We have CHFS, and these are all stocks that at first weren't doing anything, but then they really started gaining some momentum. CHFS, there's a few other ones. There's actually SPCB was on here somewhere. I can't even find it anymore. Oh, it's right underneath it. And then I think we had DSS. Yeah, okay, I kind of mentioned those. So these three were really starting to gain dollar volume, but more so their percentages were just absurdly high. You can see 168%, 35, 73. Okay, 35 isn't too much, but you get the point. These things at first were like 5%, but then they started creeping up. So pre-market, they didn't gap up. They were not on our Gap and Go scanner, but after the market opened, boom, these things started appearing. And all tiny market caps. And then quickly down here, check this out. They're all under $0.5, so 50 cents. They're all under 50 cents. And typically, I don't like trading sub-dollar, so stocks below $1, because a lot of traders avoid those because additional fees depending on your broker for, you know, share size and yada yada, and they're a little bit more spread, and they just don't behave very nicely. So a lot of times people don't trade them, and that alone is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's go to CHFS, which is the one we traded. And the only reason I traded CHFS is because it was kind of showing signs that it was making some nice moves to the upside. I didn't even have it highlighted. Can I even find it? Here it is. So we were trading it right in this area, and you can see, you know, pre-market, this thing actually did rip quite a bit. Oftentimes I don't get these on my scanners because I miss them because they don't move pre-market, but this is a classic example of one that did. So DSS, for example, did this one? Maybe this one moved as well pre-market. Yeah, actually this one did as well. So, okay, never mind. I'm totally wrong about that. This one moved about 100%, so absolutely insane. Ran into this big resistance area though up here on the daily chart. Let's go back to no, God, now I forgot which one. CHFS. So yeah, this was on the scanner. It was really forming a nice little support area, and this is what I was getting. This is where I was getting really interested in. So we kind of came back all the way here to 0.415, and then we had this kind of top resistance area right here. So let me just go ahead and draw a little line here. Okay, that's not the most perfect line, but you kind of get the gist. And then here's some support to the downside. And yeah, these lines are not straight. Sorry if that kind of bothers me, but let's try to ignore that for now. So we have a nice little clear top resistance right here at 0.47. And we break out of it, have a 1 minute pullback, and then continue this move to the upside. This was not a bad move. It was about 17%, 18, 19, 20%. And then guess what? We pull back to this support zone. And this is when I was like, this is one of my favorite kind of setups. We pull all the way down to 0.46. This is 17% move to the downside. And I get entered, my $2,000 position size gets entered with about 228 shares. And I'm like, well, that's kind of lame. I think near the high here, we were up like $3. So I was like, well, I don't want to be part of this move because it's bouncing low and I don't want to buy on a double bottom because a lot of times these small caps will actually give more back. And so I moved my limit order, which was partially executed, down a little bit further here to 0.44. And then this is where it dipped again. We had a near perfect entry. And then we had a nice little move here higher, and I just kind of sold very quickly. This was a small position size. I think we traded with about $900. So typically I want to be trading with about, in our small account challenge right now, we're at $6,365 from $4,000. So that means per allocation, I'm looking about between $1,000 and $1,500, depending if I want to trade 2 or 3 times a day. So this one is well below my lower allocation. And, you know, that basically made this about a 6% profit. But I just didn't really want to take risk on a sub-dollar stock. I mean, I knew that the chance of this bouncing was fairly likely, but, you know, the markets are 7% down and just, you know, things are getting halted in all directions. And I just decided not to stress myself out, basically take a low risk position and then, you know, wrap it up with that. But yeah, these small caps really just kind of started whipping, like sub-dollar stocks just, you know, started ripping through the roof, and sometimes you don't see that. So it's kind of interesting to see that today and then actually even be part of it. Let's pull up SPCB just one really quick second and then we'll wrap it up. So this is the one, this is like your classic move. And this is the one we missed because, you know, pre-market, like I said, it didn't do anything. It wasn't until about 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time where this thing, you know, instantly 30% up, then 50% up, then it gets halted. It gets halted like 2 or 3 times on this way up. It goes up 200% in just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in 7 minutes, 200%. That's a good ROI right there. But yeah, we didn't trade this one. This one kind of just ripped through my fingers, and I don't know. You know, you never know when these things are going to reverse. You know, this candle right here could have easily happened on this candle. You just don't know. I don't know. I just constantly felt a lot of risk on this one. It is having a really nice bounce near this big time support area at 0.37, 0.76. So this could have been probably a really good trade. But ultimately kind of let this one slip through our fingers. And you can see here that, you know, big support here, resistance, breakout, plus 180-day moving average. So, you know, waiting for that support down in this area would have been probably a really good idea. And now I kind of feel kind of ridiculous that I didn't trade it. What I will maybe consider trading one more time here is POAI if it dips below 3.3. But again, I'm already done with trading. So only if I see a phenomenally good opportunity, I'll trade. Otherwise, I'm done for the day. I also don't want to be looking at my screen all the time. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap up trading there, and we're going to also wrap up this recap. So guys, thanks for tuning in. It's always really good fun trading with you. And if you haven't done so already, definitely consider leaving this video a like if you enjoy the content, and consider subscribing if you're new here. I'd love to see you again. That's everything for this video, guys. Till tomorrow, we'll be trading Friday. So like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.